If it wasn't for hitting rock bottom, where I really had to come to realization of who I really was, forcing me to reflect with my past actions what I truly found valuable in my life and where I actually wanted to be headed in the future. If it wasn't for those deep, dark moments, I wouldn't have been able to create Acuni for what it actually stands for today. And I want you to really give yourself a moment of silence to really embrace the noise that actually goes on in your head. I'm not talking about the distractions on your phone, the brain rot, which is everywhere, dude. The endless content that fills your brain with ideas or just thoughts that just crowd your headspace, toppling on top of each other, minute after minute. There's just so much. There's a lot. There's a lot. It's a lot these days. I'm not gonna lie. I just recently deleted Instagram because I found myself scrolling again. I found myself stuck in that loop because when you find yourself indulging in distraction, whether you realize it or not, you're just straying further and further from your authentic self. And that's not to say that all social media is bad, you need to stay away from it. But you need to be able to know when to pick and choose and when to give yourself time to really dive into yourself as an individual. Because we all have substance, we all have creativity, we all have value that we could bring to this world. Though when we fall into these traps, like I'm not even gonna use big words, right? When we fall into these traps, such as the Instagram wormhole, where you're just scrolling and scrolling. Don't even get me started with TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I've seen it. I've seen how people are. It's probably the same as Instagram Reels, but you get the point. When you're just indulging and letting this slop topple your brain, you just you become unable to properly function as a normal person. When was the last time you've had a meaningful conversation with one of your friends or with a random person? Are you able to tell when somebody is present? When you scroll and scroll, destroying your attention span, it makes it almost impossible to stay in the present moment. And I feel like a lot of us don't really understand how important it is to stay present, especially when you're engaging in conversations with other people. It took a lot of courage to even step away from all of these distractions. All of my friends are there, my family's there. It's such a nice way to connect and laugh, share things, post on your story. It's like a whole different world. Social media has become a whole different world. And when you get off of it and you look around, it's almost unfamiliar. It's a little bit unsettling. if you can't connect with your friends online, can you connect with them in person? Is it the same? Are you two able to sit down and really have a chat, connect with one another, and like embrace that energy? Or is that shit just so rare? It feels rare. Maybe I'm not searching enough, but it's it's hard to connect. It's hard. I don't know if it's because of the internet. I don't know if it's because of all of this content online that we're indulging in, but it feels dangerous. Like my gut tells me to run. Have you ever felt that way? I remember when I was a little bit younger, a few years ago, when I was in high school, I would always go through small phases where I would delete social media because I just never found the zombie land entertaining. I never felt like it was the right place to be at. It didn't feel right. It feels too superficial. It feels too much like a setup. It's unnatural. It's just weird. It's not right. Like you gotta give yourself a second to think about it. Think about how life was like maybe 50 years ago, comparing it to now. People's mannerisms. How are they interacting with their phone compared to actual human beings? Like how are we connecting? Are we even able to connect anymore? Are some people just so far past the line to the point where they can't even connect with another anymore? That's scary. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's gotten to the point where it's almost a little hard to even speak to this camera. It's hard to recollect my thoughts so that I can start talking. I don't like looking at a piece of paper and talking. I want it to be straight from my brain, straight from my heart, straight from the soul, you know? So bear with me. We're gonna get better at this, but be careful out there. Because this thing right here, this, this thing is gonna destroy us if we don't use it wisely, of course. You know, I'm not saying this is the worst thing that's ever happened to our generation. It can do a lot of things. I can call my friend from cities away. I could talk to one of my grandparents in a whole different country. You know, I can record myself wherever I want. I can post for the world to see and share information, share entertainment, XYZ. But there's a dark side to it, bro. There's a dark side. There's a dark side that you need to be aware of. You got to be aware of it. I feel like a lot of people aren't aware of what all of this, what all of these distractions are really doing to us on a more psychological level. And to a degree, like I don't necessarily know either, but based off how it makes me feel, it just feels like something that you need to tread carefully with. You know, gotta tread carefully.